Hey guys, Tech Relay here. Previously for this videos I was known as Seb the Dev, and if you did watch my last, I think it was 2 weeks ago, my iPad 2 video, then you would know all about that, and you'd also know that I am still going to be going back from the dead and uploading some development videos. Now today we're going to be looking at just a complete basic beginner tutorial, like the basics, the complete basics of GameMaker Studio 2. I'm going to be looking at the best ways for you to sort of just start learning if you're a beginner in this software. So we'll just be creating a very simple game sort of thing. We'll just be making, so we got here, and we can move around this square thing. Extremely basic, but it does actually teach you quite a few of the basics of GameMaker. So, and also I would like to say, if you are more experienced with this GameMaker software, then you don't need to watch this. It's literally just going to be complete beginner stuff here. Okay, so getting into the video, we're just going to go over some of the sort of menus. So if you look on the right side, you see, all these things: sprites, tile sets, sounds, paths, scripts. Lots of them are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, like, sprites is the image of the object, which is here. The room is the sort of level that the player is in. Yeah, so there isn't too much. Also, you can import your fonts, so you can use any font that you would like. So that's really more advanced feature. Another feature another menu is you got tile sets. So this is the new GameMaker 2, new from 1.4. Well, it wasn't in 1.4. I haven't actually had a chance to play around with it yet, but it looks pretty good. I mean, you can watch one of the Yo-Yo Games videos, and it shows this feature pretty well. As I said, I don't really know what this. I know what it is, but I haven't used it yet. So, yeah, let's just get into the tutorial, I guess. So, first thing we're going to do is we're not actually going to be using a sprite, so I will show you the sprite editor, but for the actual tutorial we're not. So let's just be using spr_test. So this starts off as a 64x64 image, so we can edit this, and so here you just got your sort of editor, your viewer. It's actually a pretty good editor. It's much better than the original GameMaker 1. It really is very good. So what we're just going to be doing here is we can just get the fill tool and fill this to be white. So we do that, and then we can just close it. So that's pretty simple. It's just pretty much like any pixel art editor or anything like that you'd be using. So now that we've done that, we can create an object. So an object it's sort of like the player. Like, everything is going to be an object. So we're going to call this obj_player. It is very good when using GameMaker to have naming conventions, because it's just easier to locate things, and SPI, sprite, obj player, you got things just like that. So now that we've created the player, what we're going to do is we're going to assign the player to this sprite. So we did see before the SPR test, that's what we called it. So we're just going to click this here, and then we can click SPR test in this little window that comes up. So now that we've done that, we don't need to worry about any of this other stuff. So we're just going to add an event. So what we could do is we could use key pressed, and it will detect if the key's pressing. I prefer not using this just because it is a bit more clunky, and I do prefer using a step. So I'll just give you a bit of a background. So create is what happens when the object is originally created. That means, so like, it will initialize everything that needs to be initialized. Destroy, that's when it is destroyed. And the only other ones, you don't really need to worry about destroy, but the ones you really need to worry about is create, step, which means every frame this happens, so every frame you do something. Alarms is probably a better way to do it in code, but it's sort of like a timer. You can set them. The draw event is very useful. It draws, so say you want to draw text or an object, which we will be using in this thing, that's what you do. Mouse, again, it's better to use it in code. These, that is more for mobile, obviously, so tapping. So collision is also better to do in code. These are all also not very useful. I mean, you can just do it in code. And asynchronous is also extremely useful, so if you see my networking videos, I use the async networking event to make the multiplayer games. Okay, so let's just create a create event, and we're going to change the description. So we'll keep the @description. We'll say create a description, and then initialize variables. So that's just so we can know. So if we close this, it says initialize variables right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create one variable, and this variable is going to control the speed of the player that we are controlling. So GameMaker does have an inbuilt variable called speed, which means so it is built in so that it turns green. But we're going to create our own. We're going to call it SPD, and we're just going to set that to 10 to start off with. So the speed will equal 10. After, if we do type it in, yep, it does turn purple. So that shows that it has created the variable. So now I'm just going to close this create event, and we're going to add event and create a step event. So you can just step here, and here we're going to create the description to control movement. So here is when we're going to do an if statement. So an if statement checks if there is checks if something has happened. So it can check if speed equals to 10. So it will check that, and if speed equals 10, it will do something, in which we put inside the brackets. So what we're going to do here is we're going to press if. So this is we're going to make the keyboard. So if keyboard underscore check underscore keyboard check, and we're going to send this to VK, which virtual keyboard, and then up. So that will check the up arrow. So there are lots of different VK. I mean, you got all these here. So VK up, and then after we've done that, we're going to say or keyboard check, and then OR. So what OR does is it means it will let you press any letter. So for this one, since we're going up, we want it to be W. So OR and then in quotation marks W. So now that we've done that, we can close off our brackets. So to close off the if statement, just so we just need 3 brackets at the end. So now what we're going to be doing is, so just like everything, the X variable makes it go up. So X variable, it means sort of up and down, and X means left to right, and Y means up to down. I clearly have been out of practice. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to since we're going up, we want to use the Y variable. So we're going to go Y, and then minus equals. So that means because we're minusing, because if you add more onto the Y, it will go down because there will be more on the Y. And if you take away, obviously, it will go back up. So Y minus equals, and then we're going to change that to SPD, so our variable we made for speed. So now we've done that, we're going to copy this one, and we're going to just paste it 3 times. So we pasted that 4 times. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to change VK out, going to delete the up, and we're going to write down. And of course, we'll change the OR to S. Here we will change it to VK left, and that will be A. And then VK right, and this will be D. So now we're going to change this to a plus because we're going to be adding onto here to make it go down. We're going to be adding Y, and on here we're going to change it to X because we want it to go across, and we'll be minusing from the X to go left. And finally here we're going to go X, and we're going to plus to make it add onto the speed. Okay, so now we've done that. We've finished in the step event. So well done, you finished your first step event. And now we're going to create draw and draw. So this is going to be able to draw us on the screen. So draw self. So here what we're just going to do is we're going to write draw underscore self, 2 brackets, and a semicolon. And what that will do is that just ensures that we are drawn onto the screen. Okay, so now we've done that, all that's left to do, and apart from another thing I'm going to show you quickly after this, is just open up the room menu and click on room 0. You can rename this if you want by just right clicking and pressing rename. So we're just going to call this rm_game. Wait for it to process. Then we're just going to drag our player onto the screen. onto our thing. So now we're going to run this, and you can see we can move around the screen with WASD and the arrow keys. So we've done that. Now I'm going to show you a way to make it you not need a sprite. So this is it takes up less storage on your hard drive. Yeah, although it may not be much, over a while it does start to add up. So now we've done that, we're just going to set the sprite to none. We're going to delete draw self, and we're going to say draw underscore set underscore color. So what this does is it just sets the color of what we're going to draw. So, and then the color you do C underscore, and you see all these colors that you can do. And now, since we have a black background, we're going to write white. Press enter when it comes up, close the bracket and semicolon. Next we can do draw underscore rectangle. So here we're going to draw a rectangle, and here we're going to write X for the starting X position, Y for the starting Y position, because that's just X and Y positions of the object. Then we want it to be 64 by 64, so X plus 64 and Y plus 64, and for the outline we want to do 0. Now we've done that, we can run this, and you see it looks pretty much exactly the same. We can move this around, there's no difference, it's just a bit easier to run and do, in my opinion. So now, if you do want to change the speed, you can just change the SPD. So say we want it to be 5, you can change it to 5, and it will be moving slower. But if we do go too high, so say we go 30, it looks like it's sort of jumping, it won't look as smooth. So I mean, it looks alright, but it's just, you can see it sort of being blurry, and it's just better not to do it that high. So if you go all the way up to 70, which is pretty unlikely you're going to be doing that as it's very high. Yeah, it's very choppy. I'm just pressing it once and it's just jumping all the way over here. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I'm going to be having the source code for this in the description if you guys want to have a look. Make sure to subscribe. I will be doing tech videos once a week, and hopefully one of these videos each week, so I can keep a good mix. I'm just going to see how that goes. Right now I think the priority for me is the tech videos. I just do enjoy making them a bit more. So if you did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like and be subscribed, and stay tuned for a tech video which will hopefully be coming out on the weekend. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.